Hello, could you give me your name?
My name is Jack Tomlinson.
Hello, Jack.
Hi.
Welcome to T4.
Hello.
Hello. Today I'm going to interview you about not Lars and the Real Girl, but Dave and the Real Girl.
Yes.
The
Yes.
project you decided to do for your TV directing, I believe it was.
Shortened it down to a real girl.
What was it that made you decide to go for Lars and the Real Girl rather than something else?
Originally, I wanted to do an original piece in terms of not a script that's been professionally authored.
Yeah.
But one of the criteria of the module was to do a professionally authored piece. It has to be a script that's been published before.
Okay.
So I felt that kind of restricted me somewhat, but I knew I wanted to do something a little bit different than your normal drama that you kind of just watch and then you almost forget about it almost.
Yeah.
With Bianca, the doll.
Yeah.
I think it gave it a very weird feel to it, and I think it brought some originality to it, and in terms of the script, in terms of the story, because you don't really see that very often. So I wanted to do something. I wanted to work with that and see how we could manipulate it to create a nice piece.
Welcome back, winter once again. And put on your warm fuzzy sweater, 'cause you'll feel much better.
Why did you cast the people you cast? First of all, Dave.
Dave was a funny one. I picked Dave because I know his acting style, having worked with him for years.
Yeah.
And he does a very good job at that very socially awkward character. And if it wasn't Dave, I'd have picked Adam. Hello, Adam. But I would have asked him to dye his hair black. I wanted a dark-haired character for that role.
Do you think Adam would have dyed his hair black for that role?
He would not have done that, I don't think so.
Well, would you have been happy with him wearing a wig?
No, I would not have
No.
been. No. But although Dave's hair does look like a wig. Yeah, Dave was the first choice for that role. And I knew he could do it because I worked with him before. He used to do acting before he does what he does now. So.
Yeah. In terms of the characters, did you feel there were any you could relate to yourself? Or were they kind of more... Because I presume you could necessarily relate to Dave? The
Bianca.
character?
I definitely could relate to Bianca. No, if I was to pick a character to relate to, it would probably be Gus.
Yeah.
Simply for his frustration and anger, of which I feel a lot.
Yes.
So I think I hide it quite well.
Yeah.
But yes, but I'm very generally a happy person.
Oh yeah.
But as Gus is, he's quite a not a soft character, but a trier.
Yes. Why did you go with Chris and Sophie?
Now, I started to regret it on set because I'm impossible at making actors go together and work well with them, laughing for a good few hours. But Sophie and Chris, Sophie was helpful in terms of everything because she knows the film very well. It's one of her favourite films. It was actually her who suggested that I may do it. I had thought about it in the past when I was doing Song of Lunch, but left it. But I picked it up. We picked it up again now, and she helped me choose scenes, and it felt only natural to include her as an actor or an actress in this piece. And I felt she fit that role quite well, and then she did really do it quite well and naturalistically.
She did.
I enjoyed it, and Chris felt like it was meant to fit with Sophie and Chris. They do, even though they were a bit on set, they do work well together, and you see that, especially in the scene where they're in the kitchen. Yeah, you do see that compatibility.
And also in terms of look, it's one thing I picked up on. But in terms of the way they look, they both have kind of a slightly similar appearance, so it's quite believable that they could be together.
Yeah, they work really well together, and they do look believable. They have the believability about them, and they look like they have quite a I can't think of the word. They're quite close.
Yeah, they have a chemistry together.
They do have a chemistry together. I do agree with you, and it worked out nicely as I hoped it would. So that was good.
Did you find any Was it easier, more difficult shooting with a doll than with a real actor?
Easier.
Easier.
Easier. Because so much easier, because she didn't move or she didn't laugh during the takes. She was a one-take wonder each time. She nailed it. And it was fun to work with Bianca. I loved her. And I would definitely work with her again. In fact, I'd work with her over real people. It's much easier. And yes, the only problem was the wig kept falling off, but we fixed that. So that's not a problem.
Was there any particular reason you cast Katie as Margot?
Katie's Margot, I used her previously in a piece I'd done before, and the thing with Katie is I like her as an actress, but I like to challenge her as an actress. I think it's good to challenge her, because I mean, like I said, I like her as an actress, and I think it would have been really interesting to see how she coped with a bit more of a three-dimensional role other than what I'd used her in before. Now, in terms of making her cry on set, that took a good 20 minutes to half an hour, but she did it. She did. And she nailed it in that scene. Really good. And I was really pleased with the way she did it. I was really impressed, and I felt I'd brought the best out of her at that point. But in terms of original casting, because she was blonde.
Excellent. Last question. Last but not least. Which version do you prefer? Lars and the Real Girl or Dave and the Real Girl?
From the actual film to my version, Ryan Gosling is a very good actor, and the film is fantastic. And given the time to make the full an hour and a half feature length, I'd have given it a good go. But as a short film, I think I nailed it, and we nailed it as a team. From condensing it from that long to that short, then picking the scenes, going on and filming it, and then editing it, I think we did a very good job. Characters, the acting, the sets, the locations, the costumes, and everything that made the piece what it was, made it very good. If I was to pick, I do like the original, obviously, because that's what I based it off. But simply because we made it our version.
Right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Tomlinson.
Not
thank
a
you
problem.
very much for your time.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Look forward to working with you again. In the
Yes,
future.
fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Back to you in the studio.
Bye. Oh, fantastic.
Oh.
I need a cough sweet.